Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve polynomial equations and their applications. Part A tells us to find the resulting polynomial equation, which is much like factoring, but we have to find the values of x or the x-intercepts, which can be done graphically and algebraically. But today we're going to do it algebraically. So we know that the length is 10 and we're increasing it by 2 times the number. And we found that we just assumed that we're going to take x as a variable, which is the number, and we added 2x to each of the length, width, and height because each dimension is increased by 2 times the number. Then we plugged all of that into the volume formula, which is length times width times height. And then when we multiplied out the length, width, and height, we got a 1,764, which is the kind of like the value of the volume. It equals to 8x cubed plus 100x squared plus 400x plus 500. So now we know that we have to move everything to one side of the equal sign. So we get 0 equals 8x cubed plus 100x squared plus 400x minus 1,264. Now we have to find a factor of the function that will give that when we plug that into the x values, we get 0 as the result. So in order to do that, you put a factor of negative 1,264 over a factor of 8. So you can pause the video to find the factor or just continue on and find the factor later on your own time. So I got that p at 2 equals 0. And then I wrote therefore statement, therefore x minus 2 is a factor. And then I did synthetic division. In synthetic division, I put negative 2 on the outside of the box and put all the leading coefficients inside on the top of the box. Then I bring 8 onto the bottom and then multiplied negative 2 times 8, which gave me negative 16. But since you're subtracting, it's positive 16. And I did that to all of the values to get these values, which we'll be using as the quadratic equation and into the quadratic formula. And we get the remainder is 0 because that tells us that we're using the right factor. And then we write a therefore statement. So x minus 2 multiplied by 8x squared plus 116x plus 632 equals to 0. So after that, what we do is that we find all the values of x. And in order to do that, we just bring all of these values to the other side. So we equate this to 0. So if x minus 2 equals 0, then x would equal to 2. And then for the quadratic formula, instead of equating it to 0, we just find the factors of it. But this quadratic doesn't seem to factor easily, so we use the quadratic formula, which is x equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. So when we simplified that, we got x equals negative 116 plus or minus the square root of negative 6,768 all over 16. But since you can't square root a negative, there's no solutions to this x value. But we already found our x value, that x equals to 2. So now we just plug it into part B where it says find the new dimensions. Well, we already know that the length is 10 plus 2x, and we know that the width is 10 plus 2x, and we know that the height is 5 plus 2x. So then we plug the 2 into the length, width, and height to give us the new length, width, and height. Then we write a therefore statement. So therefore, the new dimensions of the doghouse are 14 meters by 14 meters by 9 meters. So basically that's it. It's as simple as that. All you have to do is find the x values or x-intercepts, and after finding the x-intercepts and x values, you just read the question carefully and write down whatever you're looking for. So in this case, it was a dimensions question, so we found the dimensions. So that's it, guys. Bye.